Hey everybody, it's me, Gregory Mannarino, back for my post-market wrap-up for this again. Another lovely day. Tuesday, January 23rd, 2018. So, look, today, the bond market off the Richter scale. Forget about the chart that's on my website, traderschoice.net. It's way off that. Let's talk about that and a bunch of things that occurred because it's frankly just unbelievable. I don't know another way to put this here. So let's start with this. The stock market today finished just about at the flat line. The Dow Jones Industrial Average had a fractional loss. The S&P 500 and the Nasdaq put on slight gains, despite the fact. And I put snapshots of this all over my social network today. I mean, epic bond buying, almost like we have not seen over the past several months. It was off the charts. Then bonds sold off a little bit. Then they started buying these things up again. It failed to really prop up stocks. Mark my words. If it fails tomorrow, they're going to buy stocks, again, through dark pools, whatever mechanism they need to do to prop up this stock market. They need it moving higher. President Trump wants it moving higher. That's the environment we're in. It is not real like everything else. Now, earlier today, I spoke about these things. Gold was down. Silver was down. Cryptos, for the most part, were down across the board. Then, as the dollar continued its meltdown, because that's really what's going on here, these assets here did recover. Now, understand, the price action with regard to these, that's not real either. It's with metals specifically, and cryptos too. I believe they're also being rigged by the Wall Street wizards here. And I've covered this at length, especially regarding Bitcoin, gold and silver. It's a no-brainer. Look up the London Gold Fix if you do not believe this guy. 5 banks every day get together and fix the price of gold, what they want it to be, not allowing the free market to determine the fair value. Sound familiar? It's like our runaway central banks that will not allow the market to determine fair value for debt. They are desperate to keep rates suppressed. Subsequently, it's killing the dollar. Think about this mechanism real quick. I'll go over it again. They're adding digits to a screen or printing this out of thin air, dollars, to buy up that debt. That's diluting the dollar, killing the purchasing power of the dollar. It's in a death spiral. It truly is, with no recovery in sight. You know, it's kind of funny, talk about insight. How about this? The mainstream financial channels, up until last December, in fact, maybe even just a few weeks ago, oh, no inflation at all. It's nowhere to be seen. This is what they were trying to convince you of, but now they can't ignore it anymore. There's commentators on these shows talking about inflation, and, it's no secret. You can't have a dollar meltdown for an entire year. Like, that's literally what we had last year, and bleeding off into this year. Well, we do buy things, right? We all shop. We see what's going on, but they want to convince you that it's not real. Let's talk about something else that's not real, going back to the bond market real quick. So epic bond buying off the freaking Richter scale. It just goes back, people. No person, no institution in their right mind would own a bond here, would want to hold one that's yielding in the negative. But anybody that's person or institution that's buying a bond here is guaranteed to lose cash. Why would anyone do this in an environment where the stock market is in a melt-up phase? Nobody would. So this is being rigged. It is fake. It's going to continue as well. I think the desperation of world central banks is going to actually hit a fever pitch, if it's not hitting it already. Now that we're starting to see inflation, a very, very bad set of dynamics in play here, people. Cash being repatriated here to the United States, the Fed printing them dollars out of thin air like it's going out of style, added into a digital screen to buy up that bond market. And all of these extra bills are going to start chasing, and they are now, the same amount of goods. That means inflation. I mean, I covered this at length in an interview I did with Greg Hunter recently. You should go to Greg's channel and check that out if you have not seen it. So that's really the whole thing. Let me talk about this position real quick. I bought calls on these calls here earlier in the day. I posted it all over my social networks. I am down fractionally on this position, but I believe it has the potential, at least, to move higher. Why? Again, the dollar meltdown, because that's what it is stock market positive. We also understand that they're going to buy up those bonds to keep those rates suppressed. That is stock market positive. There's nowhere else to go for yield. You understand? And again, and in a real market, things like gold, silver, cryptocurrencies would be moving higher. But they're going to game these things too. They already game gold and silver. They're gaming Bitcoin. I know the Elmers out here don't like to hear it, but I've nailed that to the wall. So the Elmers out here with their opinions, keep it to yourself, because frankly it means nothing to me. And until I actually get it wrong, well, don't tell me I'm wrong, because I got so many emails about this. People just feel the urge to tell me these things, and I say, okay, well, show me where I was wrong. It's insane. So, all right, look, with that said, let's watch this. Let's watch how this progresses here. This weak dollar. Keep your eye on that. If we break below 90, which I think we're going to in the next couple of days, that's going to be interesting, in my opinion. If this spread between the 10-year yield and the 30 narrows even further, with 27 basis points between the 10 and the 30, that's a problem as well. We're going to see how banks, the Federal Reserve, deals with that to keep the stock market moving up again. They'll do whatever they have to do. If that means they have to get into the market through dark pools, look that up, and buy up stocks to keep it propped up, that's what they will do. That's why I believe this position here will pay off over the next couple of days. If not, I will close it. It would be like one of the few trades I've had with a loss. And I've been posting this for you for months now, so you know I'm telling you the truth. My record is, frankly, unbelievable. With that said, I'll see you in the morning. Over and out.